Hello everybody, I'm Arden. Welcome to another episode of Minecraft Enigmatica 2 Expert. Today's the day. It's time to start filling up this room full of advanced rocketry machines. And as such, we should go into the quest book and take a look at the machines that we have to try to make today. And let's start with the lathe. The lathe is almost all the same parts we used in the rolling machine other than the lathe itself, which parts-wise is not that different from the other one. The only truly hard part here are the machine structures, which we made a bunch of previously. Hopefully I have enough of the machine structures left to make a bunch of these machines and won't have to go back and make a bunch, but we'll see how it goes. Well, I kind of wish I'd started with the lathe instead of the rolling machine because this is far simpler to make. Alright, and now we have the lathe put together, and thankfully this is a lot less touchy than the rolling machine was. We can just use a single chest with a black list on the input, otherwise it'll pull them back out. But as you can see here, the lathe only has a single purpose, and that's to very cheaply make rods of various metals. Its main use is to spare us materials for some of our more expensive materials like titanium or iridium, or the titanium alloys we might need to use. So that one was easy. Let's move on to the next one. And the next one on the list is the electric arc furnace, which is not nearly as simple because this one requires a ton of bricks, just an absolutely ludicrous number of them. Because while this only uses a small amount, you see this heat-proof brick right here, which uses a ton of normal bricks. We need 81 of those. So this is going to take me a little bit. I'll be back in a little while. Okay, so the bricks ended up not being too bad to make in the scheme of things. I actually got this put together pretty quickly. The design of this one's a bit more modular than the other ones. You can actually add more inputs and outputs to any of the given sides because you can see them flickering in and out being replaced by the bricks. This is just the minimum that you have to put in: one input, one output, and 3 power plugs at the top. Okay, and super large arc furnace built and turned on. If we take a look at what this can do, it's just basically a big fancy furnace, although one of the big things we need it for is alloying titanium. As you can see, it uses a ton of power to do this, but goes pretty quickly. Okay, starting to get the Advanced Rocketry machine lab all filled out here. Next up, let's start on the process to start making the circuits, and we'll start with the Crystallizer. And the Crystallizer is pretty much more of the same. We're gonna make these quartz crucibles, but that's simple, as well as the Crystallizer, which looks almost identical to everything else we've made. I'm starting to hate making these control circuit boards. I really should just probably make 3 this time because I guarantee they're used in the next couple of machines. I don't know why I just didn't make 6 of them from the start. That's on me. And another easy one to put together. The quest book does not tell you, but you do need a fluid input and output hatch. It shows up in the schematic here in the back. It's to drain the crucibles. It's not actually used to put anything in it. And now we have the Crystallizer done as well. If we look at what it can do, it doesn't really do anything for us right now, other than some Astral Sorcery combines that I have no idea what these are for. The main thing that we need it for, however, is this silicon boule, which is used to make silicon wafers shortly. That's one of the next machines we need to make. And on that note, on to the cutting machine, which is, unsurprisingly, more of the same. And thankfully the cutting machine is another one of the easy ones. And there we go. Now, as for what the cutting machine can do, is it can chop up wood into even more pieces than the other ones previously could if we need a ton of wood. Or, more importantly, it can make basic circuits and the silicon wafers to make them. Which brings us to the final one, the Precision Assembler, where I hope that I have enough structure blocks left to do this, and I clearly don't because I need 24 of them. So this part's going to be fun because now I've got to make a bunch more, and that's the worst part about this whole thing. But overall, other than that, it's more of the same. So let me go spend quite a while making more structure blocks, since I'm down to my last 3. I always forget how much work the structure blocks are. It almost makes me wish I'd set up A2 auto crafting before now. But it would also be completely monstrous to set that up given the sheer number of subcombines, because it includes things like my whole mechanism chemical lab to do the calcium sulfate, and that's just one of the like 20 some steps. So let's just build this thing, huh? And that's the precision assembly machine finished. If we look into what it can do, we can realize what a horrifying mistake that I've made. So while this is for making, basic circuits and all of the other pieces for advanced rocketry, it can also make these circuit boards a lot cheaper than what I was making them for. Thankfully, this wasn't too horrifying, otherwise this would be like truly scary, and the quest book does tell you to make this pretty much first. So this is more or less on me, folks. Once again, not reading my quest book. So that gets that done now. Now if we do a quick spin around, the lab actually looks somewhat populated, and we can actually move forward with advanced rocketry. But I think this is where we should probably call it for today, because now we have all the basic machines done, and we have a whole bunch of loot boxes to open, because I haven't been opening them for a while now. So it looks like there's 18 of them. Let's see how much hot garbage we get this time. A free builder, although I think I've gotten a couple of these already. Another farmer, that actually might be useful, because I do need to increase my farm. Pistons. Pig iron that I don't need. Blocks. Oh, that's an upgraded motor for the things we were just making. I can actually swap that into one of our machines right now. That actually brings a good point. You can actually hot upgrade any of these machines that have upgradable parts like the motors, or at pretty much any time. So I can go literally put this in one of the machines right now. More wind generators. Another atomic reconstructor. Another hamster wheel. Food we haven't eaten. Another railgun that I don't need. More food we haven't eaten. A dislocator, I don't really know what this does. Huh. It's for Draconic Evolution's teleport system. I would need multiple of these and a lot more stuff that I don't have. One of these days, I'll learn how to properly edit these videos. More food we haven't eaten. I'm actually getting kind of baffled by the amount of this we're getting. Food we have eaten. Another free sieve, which we are well past needing. A turret. And free resonant servos, which we can easily make now. So, all in all, not great on the loot chests. We really haven't been doing so great on this since we started, pretty much. So, well, whatever. Free stuff is free stuff. Anyhow, as always, I'm Ard. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.